Welcome to video 4 of Inktober Writing Edition, where I use my ink to write words instead of creating illustrations. Coming up are days 16 to 20 of the challenge. If you're new here, you might want to go check out the video where I explain how I'm tackling the challenge, but the basic idea is that Inktober is usually for illustrators and they use these daily prompts to draw pictures. Rather than doing that, I am doing writing sprints using those same prompts. In this video, we've got cats, idea struggles, and more for a younger audience. Am I a YA writer? Without further ado, let's check out day 16.
Welcome to Inktober day 16. Unfortunately, my mic is real messy on this day. Thought I'd figured it out. I don't know, guys. So the regular, after I've written, I'm still going to just leave. It actually is a little bit better than the before writing talking. There's not really a whole lot to say to set it up. This is more just me letting you know why you're getting a voiceover that doesn't match what the person on screen is saying at all. My lead up was mostly talking about how it was nearly 30 and that it should not be that hot at this point in the year, and I'm hoping for some cooler weather, although I'm sure that I will regret saying that. And speaking from the future, it has been quite chilly in the mornings. I'm not regretting it. But it does make working outside in the morning a little bit more difficult, but it does make afternoon walks lovely. With 5 minutes on the clock, today's prompt is blunder.
This one's one of these didn't really get much from it. And there's not really a good reason why, because blunder, in theory, sets up conflict really easily. But a specific blunder didn't really come to mind. The only immediate thought I had was just it's a mistake, the definition of blunder basically. So I decided to go with the blunder of calling out a name on a cup of coffee, like at Starbucks or whatever, order for so and so, and the barista is that's not your name, because the name doesn't match the person or whatever. In this case I used Ashley because it's a unisex name, but very, very commonly, or at least around here and in my experiences, is mostly used for femme people, and therefore the main character is a man, and then I decided to throw in a second blunder at the end, because he's all up in his head about damn, people are so stupid, maybe a family member, my sister or my mom or my girlfriend ordered this, or maybe I'm trans, or maybe this or maybe that, whatever. He's all up in his head about why wouldn't they just give me my coffee and let me go on with my day, kind of thing. Why are you fighting me on this? And then in his frustration, he opens the door into his coffee and spills his coffee all over himself. And that was kind of the last thing that I was trying to get down before we moved on. And I think this is a fun story. I don't think it's necessarily worth coming back to on its own, but it could be an interesting scene to throw into something else. Yeah, but this was definitely one of those prompts that just like didn't prompt very much from me. There haven't been too many so far in the challenge, so I mean, it's possible that it has less to do with the prompt and more to do with the mindset that I'm in. I'm definitely like kind of sleepy today, even though it's a Monday. So in theory, I should have rested over the weekend, but uh, I don't know. I'm sleepy. Uh, and my body's a little sore too. We're gonna be hosting Thanksgiving, and so we're doing some like extra cleaning around the house and stuff. And we've been wanting to clean the oven for a really long time, and so I decided to tackle that. Uh, so like my hands and my forearm are sore from scrubbing. And then I don't know. Anyways, like I said, it might be less the prompt and more the mindset because I've also gotten some really weird stuff out of some prompts. Like the deer prompt prompted something that has nothing to do with deer. And so maybe I was just in like a more creative mindset. So I'm going to cross my fingers now and say that the rest of the prompts this week or this like section will give me a little more inspiration. But I think that's it for today, so I will see you tomorrow. Okay, I haven't set anything up yet, but I wasn't sure how long Candy would be here for, so I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see him while he was in my lab. I'll be back in a second. Welcome to Inktober, where I use my ink to write words instead of creating illustrations. This little guy is Candy. I have no idea how I'm going to write here with him in my lap, but isn't he just so cute? He's a bit of a monster as well, but he's also very cute. And of course, Mom got out a blanket, and so BB Cat had to snuggle up. Didn't you? Okay. I wish you could hear him purring, but it has been proven to me that I need to just use the like camera microphone versus the lap mic. The lap mic never sounds good. So this video should be the best one audio quality wise that we've had. I know that this is like the 4th video now. I can't remember if I learned this in time for the 3rd video. And of course, I don't think you can hear it, but an air conditioner just turned on outside. Not mine, because my door's open. My door's open so that you can hear the rain while we write. Anyways. You comfy? Yeah, how are we gonna do this? Where's my pen at? Also, admire the frog on the mushroom. It feels like a very autumny sweater to me. I know, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be doing things right now. You just chose to. Don't worry. If this was the other cat, you'd be gone. The second I like spoke, he'd be like, no. Did I say that it's day 17? I don't know. Just in case I didn't, welcome to Inktober, where I use my ink to write words instead of creating illustrations. It's day 17. What kind of timer do I want? I think just a 5-minute timer today. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I'm going to switch the filters on the mic so you can hear the rain in the background, which also means possibly some other stuff. Oh, I actually already had that off. Maybe you won't get rain today. How interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's just not as loud as it was before. Or maybe it's using a different mic than I think it is. Nope, looks like it's using the right one. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you'll get right, maybe you won't. Okay. I think it's time to do it. Again, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna write properly with a kitty cat here, but I can't take him out. No. And I tried to move the camera down as far as I could while he was here. I wish I could get all of his little toe beans and things in it, but I don't want to disturb him. I'd rather he was here and a little cut off than completely in it and then runs away because I disturbed him. Okay. Maybe don't chew on me. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to chew on me. Okay, timer. We got 5 minutes on the clock. And the prompt. The prompt is ornate. Right at the end, I struggled to find the word that I wanted, which is actually the first time that I've had to do this in Inktober so far, where I just like put a line to be like, there's a word that I know that I can't think of that goes here, so like come back and find it. This is such a weird one because the first thing that came to my mind for ornate was buckler. And that absolutely comes from playing, like, I think specifically Guild Wars. It's possible that other video games have done this as well. I just remember, like, picking up ornate bucklers over and over and over again and just, like, selling all of them kind of thing. And I'm not, like, this piece really wanted to be two different things. Because it either wants to be a fantasy piece, or it wants to be a piece about people playing Dungeons and Dragons. Or like a piece like very obviously inspired by people playing Dungeons and Dragons. Because it's like the only thing that happens, it's a very dialogue heavy beginning, is this person is trying to buy a buckler and the shopkeeper is trying to like upsell them to an ornate buckler, and they're being like really weird about the word ornate. They're putting a lot of emphasis on that word, and the like main character is just like, look, like just give me the regular buckler. I don't need this ornate one for like an extra 5 silver. That's crazy. And then their companion like taps them on the shoulders, like, I think there's something else to this buckler. I don't think it's just ornate. But like, that doesn't mean you should buy it, because like, I think it's cursed. And part of me is like, is this companion actually like a DMPC or an NPC that's like trying to push them into a hook? And that's why the shopkeeper's being so weird about it. But then like the question is, how much of that do I like make clear, I guess? Like, do I make it clear that this is kind of like being told from a DM's perspective or a player's perspective? Or do I just like Easter egg it? Or like that's not really like the right thing, but like, do I just like make it really obvious by dropping enough hints that this is based off people playing? Or something like that? I don't know. It's maybe a really interesting concept to play around with. Gosh, you're cute. I think that's all I have to say about it. I think I'm definitely going to let this one play around in the back of my mind. That was cute. That was a very cute sound you just made. definitely nearer the top of excitement than some of the other pieces. I wouldn't say it's in like my top 5 or anything, or maybe it is, I don't know. We only have 17 pieces at this point, so it could be top 5. I'd have to really think about it. Eventually, I think I will just tier list the days. That might be a fun way to kind of review them all. I think that's it though. So that's it for day 17. I'll see you tomorrow for day 18.
Welcome to Inktober, where I use my ink to write words instead of creating illustrations. It's day 18. We are obviously at my desk, and part of the reason we're at my desk is because I had set this up this morning to do a live, and then my internet was being kind of funky, and so we've postponed that. Although by the time this comes out, hopefully it will have happened by now. But that's why we're sitting at my desk instead of outside, all nice like. Although most of today has been like definitely on the chilly side, like on the comfortable chilly side, but definitely on the chilly side. Oh, a timer every time. I cannot remember to get a timer going or set up before we get started. Oh. Hi, little guy. You gonna come over and show yourself? You can if you want. You might instead just knock shit over. We'll see what happens. Timer is what I'm doing. I'm gonna do 5 minutes today. What did I say? I don't even know if I said the right day. Is it day 18? Looks like it. Kind of hoping the mic would pick up that writing, but it didn't look like it did. Okay. With 5 minutes on the clock, today's prompt is deal. And here we go. Okay. This didn't go anywhere where I thought it would. So, the first thing that I thought of with deal was a deal with the devil, which I feel like is probably a pretty common thought. After that, can be. Please don't. Are you stuck? Oh, you didn't like that sound. You coming back down? Don't go after the ribbon, please. After that, I thought, like, wager, promise, deal or no deal, and so then I kind of put, like, these two other, thoughts, which was, like, the devil went down to Georgia, and then deal or no deal game show. I kind of, I guess, went with promise, and I didn't really know where I was going with it right off the bat. Just the tail. And so, like, the first line probably won't stay because it's, like, a dialogue, like, deal, and then, we spat in our hands and shook. I don't think that part will stay because I don't think it really sticks with the characters that we have. But I see another theme coming out in Inktober, which is, I think, an attempt at, like, romance. This one, I think, is particularly interesting because I think it's a YA romance, and maybe it's not a romance. It just has a romance subplot. I'm not really sure. But it's about two guys following the bro code, making a deal to not pursue this girl that they're both into. And then I feel like there would probably be some more stuff to happen. But the next scene that I kind of wrote was them in the cafeteria the next day, and of
Okay.
course it was important that the deal was made with the wording, "I will not pursue Marianne," or Mary Lynn, something like that. I think it was Mary Lynn. Anyways, names don't really matter. It's just whatever comes out. Um, and like our main character has the thought like, but what if she pursues me? And it's like, oh, like that'll never happen. And then I was gonna go with like we're nerds, but I decided to go with like we're jocks. Like the hot pretty girl isn't gonna be into us or whatever. Um, it's probably been done before, but it is kind of like turning that trope on its head. Uh, and I think it's an interesting way to go with it. But anyway, so she comes and she sits down like at the jocks table, and I think in the back of my mind I think I'm gonna have her be like head of like the school newspaper or something, and she's actually just looking for intel on the jocks, um or like a particular sport or something. Uh because I didn't get any further than that. Again, like only 5 minutes today, so we got to her kind of like sitting down and him being like, oh my gosh, I can smell her hair, and something else weird. It must be a chemical from the science lab. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have her, if I pursue this, which I might. I don't know. It might be interesting to try to write something specifically YA, and like maybe this will be a romance friendship type thing. Um, But I think her like initial sitting down is that, and then maybe she'll like fall for one of them or something. Or maybe they'll just become like a great friend trio. Maybe it doesn't have to be romance. Maybe it just like looks like it's gonna be, and then it's just like a fun friend thing. Maybe it'll turn into like a mystery or something. Like something mysterious happens with the football team and the three of them like crack the case or whatever, but nothing ever actually gets romantic. Or we could go with that, it could get romantic. I don't know. Um, Surprisingly excited about this idea though. I think that's it for today. So I will see you guys tomorrow.
Welcome in. Oh my gosh, it's super bright. Welcome into Inktober day 19. We're outside. It's warm now. This morning I was out here in a toque, so the cold weather's certainly coming. It's not really that, like, it's relatively cool right now, but because the sun is beating down on me, I'm actually pretty warm. I think that's it. I did my nails the other day. I think I want to get into nail art. I said this like a long time ago and never did. So I'm trying to do nail art just with the brushes that come in the thing. I don't know if you can see those. They're not great because I'm using like that like thick brush. But if I continue to do my nails, I think I will feel like it's a worthy purchase to do that. So maybe look forward to some cool nails like in a couple of months. At the very least, hopefully you'll be seeing colored nails from here on out. They bring me joy. They make me feel fancy, I guess. Oh, a timer. A timer. Every gosh dang day. We'll do 5 minutes. So with 5 minutes on the clock, today's prompt is Arctic, and here we go. It's too bright and too dark at the same time. think I hit it. Okay. Arctic. Brought a weird amount of things and two different places to mind. So, I have North. Nunavut, Igloo, Cold Arctic Circle Expedition, and Svalbard. So, this is a really interesting one, and I wasn't really sure when I first started, but I did end up kind of going the Svalbard direction, and it will be some sort of expedition. I have no idea what that expedition is yet, but it starts, whoever they is, have been in the north for 3 days now. They're kind of just like getting accustomed, and they are happy that they came during kind of like the equinox part of the year, because they don't think that becoming accustomed to like the cold and the different way of living, and then also on top of that polar day or polar night, they think that would be too difficult. And fair. I feel that way. I don't honestly know how I would deal with polar day and polar night. Which, for those who don't know, that's like when it's day all the time or night all the time. Like the sun is always up or the sun is always down. And part of the reason why I went Svalbard instead of going with like the Canadian Arctic, is because I follow a YouTuber from Svalbard, and so she's kind of just on the mind. And also I've been really into knekkebrod recently, which is it's Norwegian crisp bread, but knekkebrod is like said and spelled slightly different in a bunch of different places across like Scandinavia, and also Germany. Anyways, so I've just kind of been on a a Scandinavian kick, I guess, but Svalbard is like the most northern city, and it seems really interesting to live there. She doesn't live like in the town, and so there's like some interesting laws and stuff where if you're outside of the town, or maybe even in the town. No, I think it's like a certain like area, like whatever, like outside of the town, you have to carry a rifle, because polar bears. And I just think that that's like kind of interesting. So I did kind of make up some facts as I was writing. A brain. Like what animals might have been seen, and I think I made a decision that I'll probably go back on. Is like I said that they were in Svalbard proper, but I think I'll change that. I think I will the air conditioning unit. I think I'll change that to being like not too far from the city, but far enough from the city. Okay, I also know of these places where scientists like go to like do, like they stay in these like cabins to do their studies, but in like the off season for the scientists, other people can go and stay in them or something like that. I'd have to do that if I were to continue on this story. I would definitely have to do a lot of research, and part of me wants to do like another like 5 minutes and do like Canadian Arctic, but I don't know. Or just like, what about like Arctic Circle at the point where I think it's Canada and Russia's border is? Like, what could that look like being like right at the North Pole? Like, again, like what kind of expedition would be going on there? Why is this expedition happening? Like, I don't have the answers to any of these things. I have no idea why these people are in Svalbard. No idea where they're from. Perhaps they're scientists that are like going to like a bunch of different. Maybe they're like more like archaeologists, anthropologists, sociologists, something more in like that realm. And they want to see like how people are living in all of the most northern cities or something like that. like go like as far north as people are living, like in Canada and Russia and Scandinavia and whatever. That's an interesting thought. How north is it Greenland? How north does that go? Because I know that there's an island in Canada. So that's kind of an interesting thought too. Not particularly Arctic, like I don't think. That's like the other thing is like, when you think Arctic, is it talking about the Arctic Circle or is it just talking about where like permafrost is? Which also interesting thing that I learned is that the permafrost is not actually perma anymore. It just thaws now, which is sad. Anyways, I really went off about not the story, but yeah, Svalbard. Scientists? Maybe? Just explorers? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Welcome to Inktober day 20, where... Nope. Yeah. Welcome to Inktober. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Inktober, where I use my ink to write words instead of creating illustrations. It's day 20. Cats are causing trouble. Maybe you can see the blinds moving. It's obviously quite dark. It's late. It's like 7-ish. But things happened today, and so I just haven't gotten to it yet. I did play some video games instead, but that was part of getting my brain set. Yeah. Oh, this is upside down. I've misplaced my orange pen, so hopefully this pen will do me well. Down Inktober day 20. I got some goose sounds, I think, in the background, just like me sitting here. Some of it sounds alright. I'm gonna put that in behind while I am writing, but I'm also going to lift the noise suppression to maybe get some more because there's a lot of honking going on right now. Unfortunately, also there's like a bunch of cars right there, so we'll see how it sounds. I'm gonna do a 5-minute timer, which should be set up already. Yeah, so with 5 minutes on the timer, today's prompt is rivals. Here we go. Oh no. This pen's no good. I'm pausing. And I'm gonna pause recording too, so there's gonna be a weird jump, but it's fine. This is a brand new pen, so shouldn't have any problems. Resuming now. Okay, so rivals brought up kind of like 3 pairings in my head. Siblings, best friends, and then like hero villain. And I really love a story that tells more of a platonic relationship than of a romantic one. It doesn't mean that there can't be a romantic subplot, but I really do like a focus on like a sibling relationship or something like that. So I did go with sibling rivalry. And then, of course, because of who I am, we brought in some gender stuff, and we brought in queerness because the siblings are an older brother and a younger sister, and they do have a third sibling who is also a brother, but the brother is far more academic than he is athletic. And so the older brother has kind of like pushed the sister like in an athletic way because they both like to be athletic. So it starts off with like, hey, betcha I can climb to the top of the tree faster than you. And then we continue to examine it, and I mean, there's definitely some stuff to work out with ages, because I don't think all of this necessarily goes together with age, but maybe it does. But the main character is the girl, and she kind of goes on to say, like, my dad's really happy that there's another athlete, while my mom thinks that it's unbecoming of a young lady to, you know, like, run around and get dirty and all of this. So I'm thinking she's probably like pre-pubescent, but like on the edge of it, so probably like 13, 14, but old enough to know that she likes girls. I don't know if she's going to be a lesbian or bi, but you know, she says that she made this joke about how, like, if it's not ladylike, like, maybe I'm a boy, like, maybe I'm not a girl, and her mom freaks out. And so that's where that idea comes in, where she's like, I guess I know how she'll react when I tell her I like girls, if I ever do. But then, to not, like, fall into this, like, a tomboy butch thing, I did go on to say that, like, she says, you know, and it's not like I'm never femme. And then she lists, like, some of the, like, more femme things in her identity and the things that she likes that's more femme. And I think this character is, like, a little bit based off me. I've always kind of, like, been fluid in, like, masculine, feminine, whatever. A lot of my hobbies and interests have been, you know,
I want to give myself a little extra couple of seconds.
boyish.
There was some weird
You know,
stuff
I did
going on.
martial arts, I worked in kitchens, like, I'm kind of nerdy. Now, obviously, there's less of that tone to things now, but when I was growing up, it definitely was, like, I was the only girl in the martial arts, like, dojo, or, like, actually, there were only two other ones who ever, like, stuck around and, like, were serious about it in, like when I was a kid. And then kitchens, I was very regularly the only girl. If there was another one, again, I outlasted. It's just the way the industry is for whatever reason. I totally get it. But I also have extremely femme qualities. I'm a softie a lot of the time, and I do like a lot of like feminine clothing. And so I think this character is very based off me, despite the fact that I don't have any brothers. And nor were me and my sister particularly rivalry-y, because she's 10 years younger than I am. Yeah, I think this is an interesting story. I think this is one that I would consider coming back to. I'm not like super excited about it, but I do like seeing how many platonic relationship stories are coming out of this. And I didn't even really realize this was a thing, although I guess I did make the connection with this a long time ago when I was like, The Wizard of Oz. It doesn't really have romantic relationships in it. It's all about friendship. And I realized that that was a quality that I liked in it, but it was kind of like solidified more recently. The amount of times that I talk about feed is ridiculous, but for whatever reason it was solidified when I like realized that while there were romantic relationships in feed, the like main relationship is a brother-sister duo. And I was like, I really like that. I have nothing against romantic plot lines. I'd like to read more like romance books actually, because I haven't read very many, and I certainly haven't read any modern ones. So, I mean, leave recommendations. Anyways, I guess that's it. We are about 2/3 of the way through now. That's pretty exciting. We have 11 more prompts to go. So I guess instead of see you tomorrow, I'll see you next week. Let me know if any of these stories or prompts sparked something in you down in the comments below. And of course, remember to like and subscribe if you want to be brought back for more. We have 2 more Inktober vlogs on the docket, as well as some post-challenge content, which is still to be decided. So if there's a certain piece or a type of video that would use these pieces that you'd like to see, let me know. If you've been writing or drawing or composing or taking photographs along with this challenge, I'd love to hear how it's been going for you. We are just about 2/3 of the way through. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I had a blast. Catch you next time. Bye!